we are about to embark on a journey through historical data to see what it takes to become a multi-millionaire. Hello everyone, my name is Zach and welcome to On Cash Flow, where I help you become a master of your own cash flow. Now let's get started. Of course, we need to start with some assumptions here on what we are going to do in order to make it to $2 million. We are going to assume that someone is retiring at the ripe old age of 67, and the portfolio that they are going to be using is an 80-20 portfolio, consisting of 80% total US stock market and 20% 10-year treasuries. In order to get to retirement, they are going to be using consistent monthly contributions to their retirement accounts, and they are going to increase the amount that they contribute to their retirement accounts by the amount of inflation. So for example, if they started investing $1,000 per month and then CPI was 3% that year, the next year they would invest $1,030 per month, and so on and so on. Those are the assumptions we're going to be using, but here is the scenario. So we are going to be actually working backwards from this year, and we're going to be assuming that someone started at different ages. So we're going to be using the ages from 20 to age 60. So someone starting at age 20 and then they'd be 67 today. And our goal here is to figure out how much do they need to invest every single month in order to get them to $2 million. And keep in mind that we are going to be using historical data here, and historical results do not necessarily reflect what the future results are going to be or what future returns are going to be. In order to be doing all of these calculations, we're going to be using a really cool website known as Portfolio Visualizer. And the only inputs that we really do need to change every time we're running this scenario is we need to be changing the start year, and we need to be changing the contribution amount to see what produces a $2 million portfolio today. We're going to be starting with the younger folks who started investing in their 20s. So if they started investing when they were age 20, that would give them 47 years to invest between the years of 1976 and 2023. They would only need to start investing $100 per month starting in 1976. Now let's see what changed if they waited until they were 25. So starting at age 25, they had 42 years to invest between the years of 1981 and 2023. They would need to have started investing $220 per month starting in 1981. $220 in 1981 is equal to $740 in today's dollars. So you can already see by waiting just 5 years, they had to invest over double, $220 per month versus $100 per month. And next we have someone who started in their 30s. But before we get onto that, I just want to say really quickly that this video was actually kind of inspired by another YouTuber who made a video about how much you would need to invest in order to get $2 million. But more on their video later. Let's get on to the 30s now. So if they started investing at age 30, that means they had 37 years to invest, starting from 1986 to 2023. They would have to have started investing $410 per month starting in 1986. $410 in 1986 is equal to $1,144 in today's dollars. We're already starting to get into the large numbers here, but you haven't seen anything yet. Next, we have someone who started investing at age 35. So starting at age 35, they had 32 years to invest between the years of 1991 and 2023. They would have to have started investing $750 per month starting in 1991. And $750 in 1991 is equal to $1,683 in 2023's dollars. Now it's going to get really interesting. We're looking at someone who started investing in their 40s. If they started investing when they were 40 years old, they have 27 years to invest until age 67. Between the years of 1996 and 2023, they would have to invest $1,300 per month starting in 1996. $1,300 in 1996 is equal to $2,533 in today's dollars. Now, if they waited 5 more years and started investing at age 45, they would have 22 years to invest until retirement. Between the years of 2001 and 2023, they would need to invest $2,000 per month starting in 2001. And $2,000 in 2001 is equal to $3,452 in today's dollars. Now things are going to get really interesting. We're going to be looking at someone who waited until the last minute. They looked at the clock and they're like, whoa, I'm 50 years old, I'm 55 years old. I only have a few more years left until I retire at age 67. I got to get things rolling. Before we move on to the next one, I just want to say really quick, it took me a lot of time and a lot of research to put this video together, and it would really help me out if you just took a quick second and hit the like button on this video. Thank you so much. All right, but getting on to someone who waited until they were 50 years old to start investing. They had 17 more years until they retired. So they would be investing between the years of 2006 and 2023. They would need to have invested $3,410 per month starting in 2006. And $3,410 in 2006 is equal to $5,171 in today's dollars. Now, what if they waited until they were 55 very unfortunate. If they waited until they were 55, they would only have 12 years to invest until they reach retirement age. Between the years of 2011 and 2023, they would need to invest, get this, $6,700 per month starting in 2011. $6,700 in 2011 is equal to $9,105 in 2023. You better be making a lot of money when you're 55 if you haven't invested anything for retirement at age 67. And then we have our last and final scenario. Someone who waited until they were 60 years old to start investing. They would need to invest $15,370 per month starting in 2016. $15,370 in 2016 is equal to $19,576 in 2023. Good luck with that. But this leads me to the big question here. I want to know from you in the comments below. When it comes to your own retirement, is $2 million your goal for retirement? Is it more or less? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear what you have to say. And now I want to leave you with some key takeaways. Some of the biggest takeaways that I've seen from looking at all this data. The biggest major takeaway is that you should start investing as early as possible. The earlier that you start investing, the less that you have to invest to reach the same amount of wealth. A second takeaway is that this is past data. This is something that has already happened. This does not necessarily mean that the future is going to happen just like this. So just because you needed X amount of dollars in the past in order to get to $2 million today doesn't mean you're going to need the same amount. You may need more or less, but this is just a general guide. So don't take it as, hey, if I invested $100 per month for the next 47 years, I'm going to have $2 million. That is not necessarily going to be the case. Just because that did happen in the past does not necessarily mean it's going to happen in the future. And then the third major takeaway here is that inflation can be misleading. Sure, $2 million is a good amount today. $2 million 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago was a lot more than it is today. And fast forwarding to the future, if you're not retiring for another 30 or 40 years yourself, $2 million is not nearly going to be the same amount in the future than it is today. And as I mentioned earlier, this video was inspired by another video made by Erin Talks Money, where she talked about how much you would need to invest in order to get to $2 million. And I wanted to take that idea and kind of look at the past and look at the data and see what would you have needed to invest in order to get to $2 million today. If you're interested in watching her video, I'm going to put it right up here on the screen right after I get off the screen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Zach from OnCashflow.com, and I hope to see you next time. Then how much would they have had? Oh no, my thing went off.